My name's Casey Fatchett, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about using Speedlights for lighting a wedding reception. The simplest way to get more even lighting is to bounce your flash off of a wall or a ceiling. This creates a much larger light source, which means softer, more flattering light. Luckily, many wedding reception venues have white walls or ceilings, which makes this an easy option for photographers who only have one speedlight. Angle the head of your flash so it is not pointed directly at or overhead of your subject. You can also use this method with two or more off-camera flashes, setting them up to bounce off the walls and ceiling and effectively fill the room with light. The key ingredient to this method is having a white surface to bounce your flash off of. Unfortunately, some spaces have very high ceilings or colored walls like wood, as in a barn, which makes this method unusable. To create a more dramatic effect, you can use a separate speedlight as a kicker or rim light. This will lift your subject off the background and produce a more dimensional photo. This can be used in conjunction with bounce lighting or with a key light either on or off camera. I always keep the power setting for my kicker light at least one stop below my key light to keep it from overpowering my key. I'm going to show you some diagrams of the three most common setups I use with off-camera lighting. In this first diagram, there's one flash on camera used as a key light and one speedlight mounted on a light stand at the corner of the dance floor as my kicker light. I can move the kicker light to another position as necessary. In this second setup, I have two kicker lights, one at each end of the dance floor in opposite corners. I'm using my on-camera flash as my key light. I set my kicker lights to different channels on my wireless trigger so that I can switch between them depending on which is behind my subject. In this final setup, I am not using an on-camera flash. Instead, I have two off-camera key lights set up at one end of the dance floor and two kicker lights on the opposite end. I will choose the key light that is furthest away from my subject, as the inverse square law will help make sure the lighting is more even when it reaches my subject. If you're using off-camera flash units, you can choose to add a diffuser to them. I personally choose not to add a diffuser to my kicker lights, but depending on the venue, I will add different types of diffusers to my key lights. Here's some examples of how the light looks from three different types of diffusers. First, a standard plastic on-flash diffuser. Second, an on-flash dome diffuser. And finally, bounced off an umbrella. All three photos are taken at the same power setting, 1/32 power, with the flash 10 feet away on a 45-degree diagonal. I choose to use a dome diffuser since it gives me the most flattering light overall, and it's less noticeable than an umbrella. I also like to use clamps instead of light stands whenever possible to mount my off-camera speedlights, as they create less impact on the ambiance of the reception area. As an additional step, you can also choose to gel your key lights to match the color temperature of the room. I like to do this since it means I can switch from flash to ambient lighting without adjusting my white balance settings, and the light from your flash matches with the surrounding light. I hope you found this video helpful. Please leave a comment or let me know if there are any other topics you'd like to hear me discuss.